Right, we are back with another That Number podcast. Convincing win against York, but we had a little nap there in the first half, didn't we?
Yeah, nap. A big nap end of the first half and beginning of the second, really. It was only like the last 15 minutes in the first 20 that we were on top, but in the end, it did more than enough to win. Yeah, I think a lot of it was that. I think York, for most of the game, were weirdly the better team. They just, I suppose they've got a lot of injuries as well. So the credit to them for being as good as they were, because they have a lot of injuries, but they just couldn't do it defensively for the full 80, and that's what won us the game. Becoming a little bit of a concern, I think, that we're just not playing well for 80 minutes. And you don't always have to. Like, you can be dominant for 2/3 of a game. That's usually fine, but like, we saw it to lose. We've seen it several other times. Hull for like one half as well. We're just not putting that consistent full performance together yet. And to be fair, it's kind of what Rowley's been saying. He's acknowledged that, and he knows there's still a bit of work to do. But maybe there was an element of overconfidence. York had 11 players out going into it, and even with the full strength, you'd expect us to win at home. So maybe when they got the 2 early tries, we probably thought, that's probably game over, which, to be fair, a lot of us in the stand did as well, with how quickly we scored at the start. But just shows you, injuries or not, there's the paid professionals on the pitch giving it their all. If you don't show them respect for the full game, they can hurt you. And I think York did really well. Fair play to them.
Joe, there was moments in that game as well where we looked a bit unplayable. I mean, Jake Davies with his break and doing almost a full length. And for Joe, for a back rower, he's shown some bloody pace in there.
Like I say, I'm just saying. I know I keep saying it. I don't want to keep setting too high expectations, but I'm just seeing Lee Gilmore. I really am. It's just, how many forwards can go almost 80 metres, regardless of it being an interception? 80 odd metres as a forward, and not a small back rower either, a tall, big back rower too. He's got incredible physical attributes at such a young age. It's a very good news. Very good news that we signed him to a deal.
Yep, we'll go into that a bit more later. Joe, what I do want to highlight as well, the last try from Nenna McDonald. Robber, what was he playing up there? That was Phil. That was just complete win play, wasn't it?
You know what? And that was, I know you can't do it all the time because it's risky type of play. Yeah. But that was we knew the game was won, so we weren't scared of doing as much, just throwing it, kicking it, and then look what we can do. I'm not saying do it from minute one every single time, but we are capable of that. So, not that we're anywhere near the conservative team we were the last few years, where we do throw it around a lot more. But I'd like to see a bit more of it earlier in games occasionally. Maybe just once a half or something. Try a chip over the top or try a little kick through. If you're near the line, I think it's worth doing because it just creates chaos and it's hard for a set defence to defend it because they practice and drill for a line and people passing in a line, and if the ball's going all over the place, it's just so hard to defend. And that was already, for me, try the season for us. It would take a good one to beat that. That was incredible skill from everyone involved.
Yeah, and it was his positional awareness as well to know where his winger was.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pop it over and go, right, off you go. And obviously it worked out. But like you say, I mean, if you do that right, that little chip kick or the little grubber through, worst case scenario, if it's done right, you turn the ball over in their 10, potentially in the corner. So it's just worst place for it to come out.
Yeah, it's the place to do it. It's the place to try. Playing really off the cuff, definitely.
Yeah, and they'll have to go 80 metres if they want to score off the back of it, so it works out. The second half, I think, was a bit more professional. They knuckled down more in defence, I think.
Yeah, it's good to see that even though there was at times a lot of rustiness with the ball and a lot of it made a few errors and discipline again. Bit of a recurring theme, like they lost it, but they were giving away quite a lot of 6-against and penalties for a good chunk of the game, which we need to sort out. But the goal line defence is still really, really good for the most part.
Yeah.
And it's keeping us in games even when the discipline isn't quite there.
Yeah, and Jack Wellsby came on off the bench, making his return and scoring as well. Took the try really well, to be fair.
Took it really well, and it's a great boost to have both him and Saylor playing together. With how Saylor's been playing, and I thought showed some great touches again. I thought I think he would have been my man of the match. I think possibly Saylor. He was up there. There was a few good performances. Having both of them ready for the semi-final is really good for us, and it's good that he didn't look too rusty. You know, looked like he just went straight back into it.
Yeah, Joe, we'll go into the semi-final now. I'll talk about the Wigan team first. You've got Jake Wardle back, which is a big boost for them, along with Harry Smith and Sam Walters. But Liam Marshall, he could potentially be gone for the rest of the regular season.
Yeah, I saw that. That's a big blow for them. I think Smith is definitely the most important player to come back for them. I'd actually argue that Jay Field is nowhere near as effective without Smith on the pitch as well. Because a lot of like the kick through plays, the chip plays that they do to utilise his pace, it's Harry Smith who's got a good enough kicking game to do it. And that's where you see a lot of those trick plays come off. So it's massive for them that he's back, Harry Smith.
Yeah. And as good as these two young halfbacks have been, Farmond and I can't remember his name now, but you do need experience in a game like this, a cup semi-final, against your rivals. You need that experienced player in the middle. Especially
defensively as well. It's usually what younger halfbacks struggle with when they come through, is the defensive side, because they're usually one of the smallest players on the pitch anyway as a halfback, and then you're also young as well. Might be a bit smaller than you end up being when you develop a bit more. And Harry Smith, for a little halfback, is a very dependable defender. He's a good defender for them on the edges as well. Because if they've had both the young lads out there, I know we'd have targeted them in defence all game.
Yeah, and I think having Wardle back, as I said, is going to be a big boost for them, especially with young Eckersley outside of him. I think he could be a bit more dangerous with Wardle in the team now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So our team, and I've got this up here. I didn't see this at first, but Lewis Murphy's back in. Now, whether he might have to start with
with a lot earlier than predicted as well. So
yeah,
I don't know what they're doing down at Saints, but both Wellsby and Murphy back a lot earlier than predicted. I have heard that apparently
Lee's got back early as well.
Lee's back early. I've heard McDonald is not playing, is what I've heard. I think McDonald from a few very good sources, like these are very, very good sources that are never wrong. And one fella is adamant that McDonald's been injured in training and he's not playing.
Oh, by the bloody hell!
Which
again, go on.
He's just not had. It's just unfortunate. I think it's one of them. He didn't have a pre-season because he was injured, so he was constantly catching up fitness wise. Then he gets the little niggle, plays through the niggle for us because we had no players at the beginning of the season, which causes him to need surgery. Back from the surgery, he picks up another little knock. It just feels like he needs like a long break just to get reset. Because whenever we keep bringing him back, it's just another little thing that's happening. But we'll see. It could be some mind games being played by the Saints camp, leaking false information. Who knows? But I'd be fairly confident to say that McDonald probably won't play. But who knows? Maybe he will.
Well, I think Murphy will probably start the wing and cross on the other side with Felt being out. I thought initially when I thought Felt was play acting again like he did against Lee, but no, it turns out he had a lovely little cut inside his lip and a tooth knocked out.
Yeah, he had a bit of a concussion there as well. So
yeah,
good that we've got these new protocols, and because You know what players are like.
Play longevity,
He'd have definitely played if it was up to him. So it
Oh,
needs to be taken out his hands a little bit. I've always, it's interesting with Murphy as well because Rowley's on record of saying that anyone who wanted to play the semi-final would have needed to have either played York or the game before. So I don't know if Murphy will necessarily play either. If that's again just he's like McDonald when he came back. When McDonald first came back a couple of weeks ago, he didn't play even though he was in the squad. He might just be in there in case of emergency, and we might see some other shuffling around happening in the back line. But so it's very up in the air as to who's going to play because both McDonald and Murphy, I think, have question marks over whether they actually start.
I mean, it could be Murphy, Daggle on the wings, and Robertson and Cross in the centre, which I would prefer, to be honest. I think I would prefer Cross in the centre.
It could be.
Again, we'll just have to see. It's down to Paul Rowley. So
it's down to Rowley at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm a bit more confident than I was on Good Friday, to be honest.
I mean, yeah. I mean, in a sense, yeah, because we had so many players out on Good Friday. I didn't think it was possible to even get close to them. I would still say I think there's people being very, very overconfident because we're still missing a few. Granted, not as many as we were. We are still missing a few. And we've had periods in these games where we go to sleep for 20, 30, 40 minutes. If we do that against Wigan, granted, even without Bevan French, they still have enough good players in there that if we have a half-hour period of falling asleep, it could just lose us the game. We might not be able to come back from it. So
we need to be switched on.
I think it's going to be very tight. I think it's going to be just like Good Friday was. I think it's going to be a very, very tight game.
Yeah, I've said it myself. I think there might be 4 points in it at the most.
Yeah, I think Wigan looked, granted, again, playing at home against an injury-ravaged Bradford isn't the best indicator, but they just looked like they were settled again. Like they didn't have all the problems they've been having for the month before and those 4 games before. They just looked a lot more settled. Because, beating Bradford with the state of their squad, it's not a big achievement, but it's the way they won. Like, the way they won was playing, like, a lot less errors.
Professional about it.
Like, a lot more professional, a lot less silly stuff in attack. So, I think we're not going to see the Wigan of the few games before that. If they did want to play like that, I wouldn't mind. I can't remember the last time Wigan played against us and were rubbish. They always seem to up the game. I think the last time we played them and they were genuinely awful was 2019 playoffs when we absolutely hammered it at home. So like 7 years ago. Yeah. Like Wigan rarely ever turn off for a Saints Wigan game. So it's going to be tough no matter what happens. It's going to be tough. I'm going for one try either way.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So. It's a derby game. I'm put on top of that. It's knockout rugby. Anything could happen. Absolutely anything can happen. So, what do we think of the other semi-final? I think, I mean, it's a tough game to call, isn't it?
I think KR win comfortably. I've got a feeling. I'm basing that off no facts at all, other than just my gut. But I just have a feeling KR are going to win that comfortably. I don't know why.
I think it's going to be tight. I think whoever gets through these 2 semi-finals, they're going to be a bit battered and a bit bruised and a bit fucking tired, if I'm honest, because they are clashes.
Well, it's a good thing we've only got Huddersfield next week.
Oh yeah, on a Thursday night. Could RFL piss off with these Thursday night games?
I'm going to say it was going to be a separate. I know we all have to do our share of Thursdays, but I'm sorry, we have what is it? 2? There's like 3 away games in a row. Away. Yeah, and 2 of them are on a Thursday, aren't they? I'm pretty sure 2 of them are on a Thursday.
Yeah,
Warrington.
So we've had Hull away.
No, not Warrington. Sorry. What's the other game? There's 2 on a Thursday. Because when I was reading the fixtures, I couldn't believe it.
We've had Hull away on a Thursday. We've got Huddersfield away on a Thursday, and we've got Leeds away on a Thursday.
Yeah. And we have some Thursday home games? As far as I can see, it's only Warrington at home I can see as a home game. Can we stop having all these Thursdays away?
Yeah.
So there is. Yeah. So Huddersfield away Thursday, Castaway's on a Saturday, and then Leeds away's on a Thursday as well. 3 away games in a row and 2 on Thursday. How is that fair in any way? How's that happened?
Do you know what? We just get through them. Leeds is going to be a tough
We
game.
don't play another home game until the second week of June.
Oh, fucking hell.
It's fucking mad. I
just wonder why we bother getting a bloody season ticket. We never play at home.
It's absolutely mad. And then because we've had all the aways near the end of the season, they pile up with home game. It's just all really weirdly balanced. I don't know. It's very weird.
Yeah.
Very, very weird.
Is Magic class a home or away game? I can't remember now.
It's an extra game. It's a loop fixture, technically. It's the only loop fixture that survived was the Magic game.
As it should. And that's classed as an away game anyway.
So, but yeah, the 3 away in a row. I know sometimes because of cups and other teams' fixtures, I get it can happen. But 2 out of the 3 on Thursday, that's for me that's a bit out of order for me. Like, come on.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to have these Thursday games, at least play a team local to you.
So that's what I've got to look forward to. I've got to look forward to Huddersfield on a Thursday next week because I'm too stupid not to go.
I don't know if I can do it, to be honest with you. We bloody work ball. I'll see.
Oh, my the bloody
drive off might tag along, so I don't want to get dragged into drinking.
That's a good thing if you drive. You literally can't. That's why I drive, so I don't get tempted to have a drink.
Especially on them Thursday games.
I know. I did it once. I did a coach to Hull once on a Monday. Oh my god! Oh yeah, Monday night game away. Wow. People remember that listening. It was a 21 or 22 season. We had Hull away on a Monday, and like an idiot, I went and drank too much. And
So was that like a game in hand that needed to be played?
I can't remember why it was at the time. There was a reason. It was to do the stadium busy on other days, and there was not another free week in the entire calendar, so they just had to play it on a Monday. But we ended up taking only about 100 or so fans. It was the proper hardcores, and everyone was getting battered. And I got back at. I remember I got back at 1 a.m. from Hull. Then had to get up.
That's what I'm worried about.
Then had to get up at 7 for work while I was hungover.
I suppose Huddersfield, it's only an hour.
About an hour, yeah. So it's not as bad, Huddersfield, but even still, it does affect. I mean, it's bad for the home teams because you're going to get less money through the door from the away fans and your home fans as well.
Exactly, yeah.
So
and it looks bad on TV.
This Thursday stuff, I don't get why they do it. I think Sky isn't it. Sky won a game on a Thursday, but for me, it should be. It doesn't
matter. They showed every game anyway on the red button.
It should be more weekend games. I don't know why we don't have more Saturday and Sunday games because the football season's about to finish, and there's 2 Saturday games for Saints all year. For me, if it's a family sport, Saturday Sundays is what you should be having midday between 1 and 4 o'clock on a Saturday or a Sunday. I don't get why more teams don't do it. Surely attendances would be better. I know we can't all do it at the same time because of the scheduling. I get that. But why don't we all take turns doing it? Because I'm pretty sure only Cast seem to do it a bit. And I think occasionally Wakefield do Sunday games sometimes as well. But other than that, everyone's Friday night, Thursday night. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just seems a bit odd. There's not more weekend games.
The only Thursday game I can let slide is when it's Good Friday the day after. So these people aren't in work the next day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can get away with that one.
Yeah, you can get away with that one.
These Thursday games just need to go.
Yeah, they do need to go. It's not as bad as when they had the Monday games. I remember that. Yeah, if you remember the season where Sky wanted loads of Monday games. Monday night, there's a Monday night football thing. I don't know if anyone remembers that, where they had the weird Sky presentation where they acted like everyone watching had never watched rugby league before.
Yeah.
I don't know if people remember this. It was pre-COVID, I think, where Monday night football had finished because the football season was finished. So they put rugby league on the Monday night football slot. And they literally treated it like loads of football fans would just instinctively press the Sky channel because it was a Monday night and just watch a game they'd never watched before. And they treated the viewers like idiots who had never watched the game. It was really bizarre. They had Brian Carney with a camera following him, walking down the sideline. It was really weird. If anyone else remembers that, leave a comment because it's a little.
They probably thought every bug is on furlough, so they've got nothing else better to do.
Just bizarre. Really, really bizarre. No, it was just pre-COVID. It was just pre-COVID.
Yeah.
And just really weird. It was so weird, the presentation, because they didn't present it like they present any other game at the weekend. It was like a special Monday game type of with weird camera angles and everything. It was really weird. Thank fuck they didn't do that again.
Yeah. I remember one year, the first game of the season on the Thursday was Saints and Wigan. So how do you get away with that? You can't put that on a Thursday.
I do remember that. I remember that.
You know
I remember one year.
Make a good day of that.
I remember as a kid when we didn't have the Good Friday Derby, we played it on the Thursday.
Yeah.
2009. Yeah, 2009. Eastman's winning try at the end. That was played on Thursday. And I don't actually remember the reason why. Yeah, don't remember the reason why at all. But it was a weird one.
Yeah.
Anyway, the weirdest one that Sky ever did back before they showed every game was when we played Warrington at home in 2010 and it wasn't on TV.
Yeah.
A Saints Warrington game at Knowsley Road was just not on TV.
Yeah, there's a Wigan one that didn't show, but do you think because there was nothing to play for in that game, just shown like
that? Yes, wasn't that one of the COVID ones?
Mid-late games, like a mid-late.
Mid-late. Sorry, yeah, I remember that as well. God, yeah, I do remember that. The Sky makes some weird bloody choices.
Oh, I think there was one where like a playoff place was available for either team, and they just didn't show our game against Wigan.
Bizarre.
I mean, I don't care. You cannot. It's like not showing the whole derby or whatever. You know what I mean? You can't not show it.
You just can't not show it. It's bizarre. Well, yeah. Anyway,
gobshites.
Sky gobshites. We all know that.
Yeah. I mean, there has been a report from a certain rag that we won't say the name of, saying that TNT and what was it, Paramount are in for it, and because it came from this certain newspaper, I just dismissed it, so I weren't going to bother even reading up on it.
Yeah, I tried to find it from any other source and couldn't find it, other than found one which just said there are streaming services interested, but didn't name any specific ones. It just said there are streaming services interested, which we already know, because the last time that they renewed the Sky contract, there was I think Prime or someone, they weren't offering a lot of money, but they were involved like in that process. So we know that anyway. It's like non-news. Like we know that.
Yeah. As soon as I saw the source, I thought, nah, not interested.
I still think Netflix would be great, you know.
Yeah,
I generally think Netflix would be breaking to do live sport. You know, we've seen it. You know, the effect it's had on wrestling's been very positive. To have like a proper ball sport on there as well. I don't know. I just think it'd be
boxing in there now
no
as well.
Else is doing. Yeah, and the boxing, of course, too. And I just think obviously it depends on if they're going to offer, because it might be that they're either not interested or they offer a lot less than Sky. You just got to go with whoever offers you the most money. When it comes to rugby league and sport, we have to just go with whoever offers the most money. So, and it sadly might probably be Sky again.
Yeah,
because apparently BT's offer was very low last time. Apparently,
yeah. I think they would promote it a lot better, because they promote everything that they show on there.
But since that happened, they picked up the rugby union, so I'm not sure if they'd be back in for us now. So something to worry about next year anyway.
Like the union clubs are all going under, the big ones as well, so the future's not looking good for them.
Thank God.
On to some good news. We mentioned last week about Alex Walmsley extending, and did we mention Jake Davies last week, or has it happened since? No, last week, yeah.
On top Jake Davies happened, I think, just after. I think,
yeah, because they always announce something after we finish recording, don't they? Or the day after.
They do. They do.
Yeah. So Jake Davies earned himself 4 years, and I think he could earn himself a lot more than that if he keeps going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good. Like I said, I think considering NRL teams are they're looking at our academy players. It's like well known. Yeah. Like if anyone, is in with like any academy at any club, or players or parents of players, you'll know NRL scouts go to and watch academy games now. They want to get them early so they go through the development system as early as possible.
Yeah, which does make sense for him, to be fair.
Yeah, but no doubt they've already got Jake Davis. Someone will have Jake Davis on a radar already. So it's very good that we've got him to a multi-year contract this early, because I think by the time it's over, he could be going over there if he keeps doing what he's doing.
No, I mean, as per reports, apparently Cronulla are in for Chris Matagi.
Yeah, and what I've heard is it's more a family thing because the family are from Australia, I believe, or they're from.
His dad played for Samoa and New Zealand or something like that.
Sorry, yeah. So I was going to say it might be one of the islands, but they live in Australia.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Australia,
So that's fair enough. If he's moving back, he's a young lad. That. If he's moving back home with his family, other side of the world, or staying St. Helens as like a 17, 18-year-old, yeah, you could understand that. That's fair enough.
Like as well.
All I hope is that we put some sort of first refusal in. So if he ever is ever looking at coming back, that we're the first team that can speak to him or something like that. Hopefully we can be a bit clever about it. And
he is held in high regard in that academy as well now.
I know. I am gutted personally because I've been shouting his name from the rooftops for like 2 years now. And I think he's going to go well. He's going to develop into a very good player. So hopefully he remembers his great time at Saints. And if he ever needs to come to Super League, hopefully we're back in for him. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, definitely. And Joe Shorrocks signed for 3 years, which I think's perfect.
I wouldn't have done 3. I think 3's a bit long, but I think re-signing him was the right decision.
Yeah,
I would have probably rather gone for like a 1+1 or a 2-year deal because I do think you can do a lot better than him, and he just seems like the type of player where, like, I know that just seems to indicate to me that he's just a starter because he started this season. Rowley Rowley just clearly likes having a player like him at loose, and I get why. But at the same time, I don't know, to lock him in for 3 years as a starter, I'm not sure he's shown.
Do you know what? I get it. Like, not many players about who've got his versatility. I think that's why they've done it. I mean, is he the best in any position at the club? No. But you say to him, right, I need you at back row, or I need you at loose, I need you at prop. He'll go and do a job, even at 6 if he has to. So it's handy having that kind of player. Yeah,
it's his versatility's probably got him that deal because he can slot in a number of places. And he's been solid, definitely better than I expected, than a lot of people expected. So just signing in general, I completely agree with. The length I would like nitpick a little bit, but I don't disagree with re-signing him though. I mean that's a
we only decided him on a 1 year, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, there you go. So he's played himself into a bigger contract, hasn't he?
Indeed. All right, sorry, just 1 second. I was gonna put my phone on charge. Very professional.
Aye. You crack on, son. Oh yeah. Just to carry on with Joe Shorrocks. I mean, he's solid in defence. He can get over the line, and again, he's just a good body to have in and around the squad.
Yeah, definitely is.
So, we're happy with that. So the men's aren't the only ones playing the semi-final this week. You've got the women playing against Leeds. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
The curtain raiser for the Hull KR and Warrington game. It's going to be a tough test, but it's one that they're going to welcome, I imagine.
Yeah, first proper test of the season, so it's going to be a very good game. I think it's going to be a close game. I think I'm going to slightly back Saints to win. I just think they've started, and again, you can only derive so much from the level of opposition they're playing, but they just look very slick at the moment with all the playing in attack, making very little errors. So, I think Saints will do it. I think they look like a better team so far this year, but, this is when we actually find out if that's true or not. So,
right. And I think with the players that they've brought in, I don't think they've actually brought any players in, but they've brought some through from the academy, haven't they? Some of the younger girls. So to go in with the already experienced players who know what they're doing, they're going to learn a lot.
Yeah. And Paige Travis will be key with how she's played so far, and obviously the usuals like Jodie Cunningham and Faye and Danny McGifford, Leah Burke, the strike players. So it's a almost. I think it might be full strength. I need to actually double check the squad. I'm not sure if there is a squad yet for the women's. And that might be tomorrow, maybe. But as far as I've seen while watching, I've not noticed any real bad injuries. So it should be fairly full strength. Not sure, to be honest, how Leeds are getting on in terms of their squad. But no doubt they'll have a lot of very dangerous players, the most dangerous they've faced so far this season. I'm quite hoping because I believe Wigan women are in the other semi-final. So, a part of me kind of wouldn't mind a part of me wouldn't mind a Wigan Saints final again, especially if we get there and we can give the Saints girls some support as well.
Revenge or repeats of all them games, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And to be honest, just because I think at the end of last season, it just looked like Saints and Wigan were a bit of a level above everyone. And that, for me, that's just the box office game in the women's sport now. And although I think they'd have a better chance of winning against York, I just think you see a level of competition that you don't see in other women's matches when Saints and Wigan are together. So, there's a part of me that wouldn't actually mind Wigan women winning, just so you get that big final. That'd be cool. A chance for the Saints women to make amends for the last one, which I'm sure they would want to do.
What's scary as well is how young that Wigan team is. Well, mind you saying, gone out there. Or at least a couple of them have gone.
Yeah. They lost some of the Aussie players that they had who were old. They were only ever here temporarily. That was they knew that was going to happen. But they
still got Eva Hunter and Izzy Rowe, who are still class players.
Good academy players as well, just like the Saints girls. They look like they're just like the systems both teams have set up. Just seem head and shoulders above other teams. Obviously, still got to give a shout out to York and Leeds, who have done very well too, especially York, who don't have a powerhouse Super League club and that level of money behind them. And they very early on were producing great quality players. So York have got to have a lot of credit as well for what they've done too.
I like how the actual club are backing them as well. Because you always seem
like
good child.
Unlike other women's teams who don't get backed, not naming any, but unfortunately several of them don't back them at all, which is a big shame. It's not doing them any favours.
Yeah, I've just come across something now before we move on to the big issue of the week. North Wales have been saved by new owners, but they've still got a 12-point deduction.
Yes, I just saw that. Just saw that an hour ago. The new owner is one of the old owners. Yeah, he owned them a few years ago, I believe. I can't remember exactly what year it was, but he used to own them in the past, and now he's come back to save them, which is good. Again, no relegation, no League One at the moment, so points deduction. They were never going to be near the top anyway, so it doesn't matter for them. It's just about getting some stability now, trying to get fans back through the door, trying to get more fans through the door, and just building the off-field stuff, and start making more money. But basically, at the end of the day,
which puts them and Halifax on -6. So it's not terrible, but it puts them 9 points behind Swindon. So good luck to them, and hopefully things work out.
Good luck to them.
The Steve Prescott Man of Steel current rankings have been released.
Oh, jeez. Don't get me.
I'm surprised Jake Connors not in there.
It's a shambles. It's a shambles. Yeah. It's a shambles what they do with this Man of Steel. They change the way they do it every 2 years, and it's shit every single time they do it. And this time they've got this panel. And the panel is full of players who all play in the spine. So guess what there's none of? Forwards. And this has been a problem for the Man of Steel for so long. The last time a forward won it was James Graham.
Yeah.
The last time a player not in the spine won it was Pat Richards. So 2008, 2010, there's such a bias towards 6, 7, 9, and 1 in the Man of Steel, and because they're the ones that are finishing off moves, they're the ones that get the headlines because they're the ones it would deem the most important. But they can't do anything if you've got Blackbrook's pack and you put playing for Saints. Jackson Hastings would look like an amateur as well. So it really annoys me that they don't get the credit they deserve, like non-spine players. And how good Alex Walmsley has been this season, how good he was a few years ago, he's never even been in the running for it. I think once he was in the final few.
There's one player who's not a spine player, and that's Mika Sevo.
Yeah.
The only one who's not a spine player.
Obviously, why is there no like forwards in this panel? Why is it a panel anyway? Because no offense to them, they're great. They were former great players, but they're all heavily opinionated. A lot of them are heavily opinionated pundits and writers now. It's like they're not the type of people for me that should be judging a Man of Steel, because they've all got their own little biases in their heads about players that they favour, and you see it come through in this ranking. I think we need to go back to players voting for it, and I know some players took the piss, but at the end of the day, was there an unworthy Man of Steel winner when the system was players voted for it?
Yeah. So you've got, you've got Paul Sculthorpe, who's mainly a loose forward, and James Roby.
Loose, but he was a six. He played as a six, really. Scully, but
well,
he was.
Well, he could have played anywhere, couldn't you? Really?
Yeah.
Elian Lee, he was a 9, weren't he, as well?
A loose and a 6 as well.
Yeah.
Loose and 6, Hanley, I believe, most of the time.
Yeah, and Sam Tompkins, who we just don't listen to anyway because it's a wet weekend.
Again, Sam Tompkins, it's like one of the most heavily biased pundits you'll ever hear. I don't get why they just changed this player vote system, because I remember when it changed, because it got leaked to, I think, Catalan at the time. Catalan players basically took the piss with it one year, and one of them voted for a player who'd played one game all season and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, even though it was like 5% of players took the piss, so we scrapped a perfectly good system based on 5% of players taking the piss. I challenge anyone to name a bad Man of Steel winner from the years where it was player voted, because there was not one. I'm telling you, there's not one bad winner. Go back to it. Just accept Pat some Richards, people.
Robert, Graham.
Let's not forget Graham, an actual forward, wasn't he? Players who under this system and the system they had last time with the journalists and all that, they all just love pundits, journalists. They love the flash players in the middle in the spine, and it's just unfair on players. Like, at least they've got Sevo in, fair enough. But how many times have great wingers and great props just been nowhere near it? And it's just ridiculous to me. And ever since they changed the system from player votes, and they've had 3 different systems since, for me, we've had some very questionable Man of Steel winners. Very, very questionable. And I don't want to be harsh and name the one that comes to mind the most, but there was one from one season where, I mean, he wouldn't have been in my top 10 for the year, and his team finished 7th that season as well.
Danny
I thought it was the most embarrassing. No, not Danny Brough. It was a player from Cass won it one year. After his team finished 7th. No, it was McShane. And McShane won it.
Oh.
Paul McShane won it despite not even being the best hooker in the league that season. Which, and that was this new journalist panel. Just go back to players voting for it, and also stop being tight on forwards, because without forwards, those flashy fullbacks and 6s and 7s can't do anything. The fact that Alex Walmsley's never won a Man of Steel is a disgrace, because he's been one of Super League's best players for over 10 years, and he's not won one. It's a disgrace. So fuck this system. Fuck the people they've chosen. I'm not paying attention to it. It's a load of rubbish. It's a load of shit. Don't care. Will not care at the end of the season either. Good luck to them.
Just to list it so you know what we're talking about if you haven't seen it. Number 10, Tristan Saylor. Number 9, Danny Walker. Number 8, Jake Truman. Number 7, Mikey Lewis. Number 6, Michael Sevo. Number 5, Darryl Clark. 4, Brodie Croft. These 2, I can understand why they're in. Tyrone May and Jez Litton. I can understand why they're in.
Yeah.
Without Tyrone May.
Saylor only at 10 is just baffling. How Saylor... Yeah. I mean, how can you say Tristan Saylor's not been one of the top 3 players in the league this year? Yeah. For the team with the joint most points.
He's been good, but he's not been that good.
Miller's just, again, I saw it and I was like, it's just going to be nonsense again. It has been for a few years now. Like, you know, I don't know what these people watch. The fact that so many of them were great players, and it's baffling how wrong they can be about rugby league. It's crazy, like mental, but it is what it is, you know.
Right. Just have a little nosy around now, see if anything else has come out before we go into predictions for a laugh. Challenge Cup predictions.
Yeah.
There's nothing much going on, to be honest. It's just players in and out for the Challenge Cup and all that stuff. So, yeah. So going to predictions, we touched on it earlier. Well, getting into a bit more depth now. Yeah. Our game's going to be tight. It's going to be a score either way.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Saints by 4. Put my neck out.
Yeah, I'd say the same myself. I mean, I know we're going to have had the problems recently, but again, it's a derby game. It's knockout rugby. You just never know what's going to go on.
Exactly, yeah. It's going to be a tight one. It always is. It's going to be a fucking horrible day as well.
Oh, I'll be too
unless we win, then it's going to be a great day.
Yeah, I'm determined to just go, you know what? Get to a point where I'm not interested. Oh, I'll be interested, but I won't be bothered. I'm going to enjoy myself regardless. But it'd be nice to get to Wembley again. It's been what was it, 21 last time we got there?
21 with the reduced attendance. The last time we were there with a full capacity was 2008. Was the last time we were there with a full Wembley. Sorry, 2019 against Warrington.
Yeah. I'm not going to go into that
wasn't
game
reduced, was it?
Don't matter. So. It was actually quite fun after that.
Yeah,
we're walking up. We've come out when we're walking around to the coach, and this cast lad pulls us up. He goes, "Hey lads, can you do us a favour?" I was like, "Yeah, what's up, mate?" He goes, "What's it like with the trophy? 'Cause I'm 32 and I haven't got a fucking clue." At least he had a laugh about it. I'll give him his due there.
Fair play.
You know what I mean? So that's what rugby league's about, though, isn't it? You have a laugh regardless of what goes on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, OKR Warrington. Joe, before going to that, what a fuck up that was putting it in that stadium. At least put it at Leeds or at Huddersfield where you can.
You know what? Why they ever choose Doncaster? Throughout the years, World Cups, Challenge Cups, whenever they've chosen Doncaster, it's been half empty and just looks shit, and it's just embarrassing for a semi-final to be played at a stadium like that. I'm sorry, it just is.
Yeah,
it's not good enough.
I mean, maybe
why is it
put
not
the championship title there?
Yeah, something like that.
Use that.
Just stop
the 1895 Cup.
Yeah, stop putting Challenge Cup finals at Doncaster. Nobody wants to go to Doncaster Stadium to watch it.
Yeah,
I guarantee not a single person's ever gone, get in, Doncaster. Like, no one's ever said that. Not once in their lives has anyone ever said that.
Yeah. I mean, if you want it neutral, you go, I'd say Leeds or League for that one.
Yeah, I think just somewhere like Leeds, Huddersfield is always a good one. Obviously, the football might get in the way of that some years, fair enough. But there's loads of other places. Sheffield might even be a shout as well.
Yeah.
Why not be a bit ambitious and just pick Sheffield United or something, or Sheffield Wednesday? Why not be a bit ambitious? Yeah. Try and really promote the second oldest domestic cup competition in the world. Start being. I mean, that's a bigger discussion about how awful the Challenge Cup is marketed these days and how a lot of the shine of it's completely gone. But this doesn't help. Stuff like this does not help Doncaster between the two teams.
Actually, got something to talk about here now. I've just thought. I've been thinking about this for a while. The Challenge Cup, is it? I don't want to say lost its prestige, but has it sort of lost its way in recent years?
It's lost its definitely. Yeah. Well, I've always said, I think I said it on an episode a long time ago, it's because of the playoffs. Because the playoffs is now the number one knockout competition. It's competing with the Challenge Cup. And especially when they had in, thankfully they have made it a bit earlier, but meant for years, they had it in August. So about a month later,
it's too close.
You had the much more important competition. So why they allowed that to happen for so long is one thing. At least, yes, they have moved it a bit earlier now. That is more sensible. But I generally think if we just had a league system that was first past the post, we wouldn't have the problems of the Challenge Cup. A lot of them, I genuinely don't think we would, because that would be the only big knockout competition. It's like, yeah, in the past they had the Premiership, but that was more seen as like a post-season thing, because the league winners were the champions, the Premiership winners weren't the champions, so it didn't really have an effect. But I think the modern playoffs do. I think they have a big effect.
Yeah. I mean, like the St. Anthony Star posted pictures though from the 96 Challenge Cup bus parade, and it's just a sea of people. Now you're lucky to see 3 or 4 people that stood on the corner waiting for him.
And it's a shame.
That Challenge Cup just doesn't seem to be what it used to be.
The way people talked about it, it was the equivalent. It was like equal with being champions. It was like, if you weren't disappointed. You weren't disappointed if you missed out on the league, but you still got the Challenge Cup because we won the Challenge Cup. But now you probably would be. If we lost in a narrow semi-final, I mean, we won the Challenge Cup. It's still a good year, but I don't think anyone would say it doesn't matter. We've won the Challenge Cup. I think everyone would rather win the grand final now.
Yeah,
so it's a shame.
Winning the Challenge Cup means a lot to me because I went to 2 Challenge Cup finals before there was even a grand final. So I'm still just of that generation where it's Challenge Cup meant something.
The last 2 before we had a grand final.
Yeah, 98 was the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah. But, so you would have been to the last 2 when it was probably at its biggest.
Yeah, I remember times where as soon as you get to a final, whether it was a grand final or a Challenge Cup final, and you'd walk around town, all the shops have got red and white bunting outside the shops, and everyone's hanging Saints flags out the windows and all that, and I'm thinking, where's all that gone? Like, where's the passion gone? I mean,
it's a combination of things, It's a combination of things. I mean, playoffs, I think, is a massive one, and the grand final itself, is a big obstacle. The way we've treated it in terms of TV, we've let BBC just have it and put little to no effort in. I mean, don't get me wrong, the match day stuff I think is good on BBC in terms of how they present it on the day. But as a channel, as an organisation, they have done a horrible disservice to the Challenge Cup. It's barely promoted enough. It's not given airtime on other shows like the FA Cup final is. So, we've never pushed to put it in a place where it's going to be treated with the respect it deserves. The RFL themselves, the way they organise it, that doesn't help either. So it's a horrible combination of so many different things. People from all sides have got it wrong. BBC, I think, have got it wrong. RFL have got it wrong. The way we the way we market it is wrong. Stadium choice, scheduling, pricing. I don't think there's been a more mismanaged competition in sport than the Challenge Cup for a long time. And it is a shame.
I will say though, when it comes to BBC, I will say that Chappers and especially Tanya Arnold, they do Tanya Arnold does absolute best for our game.
Oh, they're great on the day. Like the actual match day, how they present the match is very good. But just BBC as an organisation just don't care about the Challenge Cup. I don't think they've cared for a while, which is a shame because back in the day, it was one of the few times rugby league was national because BBC used to treat it as a big national event. You look at the coverage of older finals and you look at especially when you speak to people who are not rugby league people, a lot of their knowledge, especially when I speak to older people who aren't rugby league fans, they can tell me about Wigan winning the Challenge Cup all those years.
Yeah.
And they can't tell me anything else. And they can't tell me anything else and can't name a player. It used to be treated as the pinnacle and as a national thing throughout the country. It just says it all. In our David Fairley interview and in interviews with other people, not just us, have done with Australians and Kiwis. What do the older lads always say? I used to stay up late watching the Challenge Cup final. Yeah. They always say it. The amount of time signings coming over now, Saints, Wigan. You always see it. I was just going to say, when people sign Aussies, the amount of times I've seen it in the welcome interview, and they'll name drop the Challenge Cup. Oh yeah, watching growing up as a kid, watching the Challenge Cups at Wembley,
because they don't have that cup competition over there.
Because they don't have that cup competition or culture, and they love it. So it's like, you know, from a country that doesn't even do it themselves and they love it, like, let's realise what we've got here and respect it a bit more with how you treat
they
it.
love knockout
And
rugby.
And I think Sky's a big part of it as well, because Sky never had the Challenge Cup. There was a few years where they got some semi-finals, I think, and it was split between them and BBC. And that's the way Sky did it. But for years, when they first got the Rugby League deal, no Challenge Cup. So they never used to mention it in Super League games. And that was... Don't get me started on that. That was a disgrace, the way Sky used to treat the Challenge Cup. Like Sky, it's not just rugby. Sky do it with everything.
Like
if Sky don't own a sport, they act like it doesn't exist. Like, they act like it does not exist at all. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But I remember, like, one year, I think it was 2011, and Saints Wigan semi-final that year, I'm pretty sure it was, in the Challenge Cup. I remember Saints played the week before or a couple of weeks before, something on Sky. And there was no mention of the Derby semi-final until the very last line, where it was like, next week, Saints play Wigan in the Challenge Cup. Like, goodbye. And I don't care if you don't own it. We're not asking you to do BBC's job and promote it all, but you're allowed to mention it. It's part of the sport. It's the weird Sky thing that they do, where if they don't own something, it doesn't exist. That's damaged it as well. Because a lot of people would have only watched Rugby League through Sky Sports when that became massive in the 90s into the 2000s. And you might not have ever known. If you're a casual fan, you may have barely even heard of the Challenge Cup. If you were a casual fan in the 90s onwards, you may have barely ever heard of it because of the way Sky treated it too. And then they came in a few years ago, we'll split it with BBC, and then the coverage was terrible. And so Sky can do one as well. They've damaged it as well.
Wanted some of that. That's all it was.
Oh, yeah.
And Joe, it's not just that as well. As I noticed it with the FA Cup as well. Because remember that the FA Cup final will be on from 8 in the morning. Build up all through the game, and then a couple hours after.
Final. I even remember as a kid how massive that was.
Yeah,
it was like the country stopped for the FA Cup final, similar to the Challenge Cup at a small scale. So I don't know. Is there something going? Is there a bigger thing about cup competitions in the UK for some reason? I don't know.
I think it's like they're dying out, isn't it?
But I do think the FA Cup's still in a much stronger place than the Challenge Cup is. Like, don't get me wrong, the Challenge 100%. Cup is really like the Challenge Cup's taking a battering. Like, it's a shame. So it's a shame.
Yeah. So where were then? We digressed a little bit. Ulkey and Warrington. I mean, at a point they were the two farm teams.
I think
it's going to be a cracking game, though. It's going to be a cracking game.
I'm actually gonna put my neck out from a weird gut feeling and go KR by 18.
Yeah, I can see that. Thinking
for me, KR just looked like they've completely gotten over the early season slump to me, and they're looking dangerous at the moment. Very, very dangerous.
Yeah, and do you know what? They've recovered quicker from World Club Challenge in Vegas than Wigan and Warrington did the year before.
And at the moment, again, way too early to make any concrete predictions for anything. But if you had to put a gun to my head, like I would genuinely back KR for another treble with how I've seen them look for a while now.
Yeah, they're just getting better every game, aren't they?
And I think with the news that Peters is going, I just think they're going to want this to be like the pinnacle of this team.
Because they know he's built this from the ground up.
Because this is the end of this team. Obviously, a lot of players will still be here, but in terms of look at eras, this will be in history. You'll draw a line after the Peters era. I think that they just look so fired up. It's ridiculous how they look scary defensively at the moment as well. It's really.
I mean,
really
you wait 40 years without winning the trophy, and then all of a sudden, treble World Club Challenge,
just like buses.
Willie Peters has built. Yeah,
you wait for ages and three come along at once.
Yeah, like Willie Peters has built all that from the ground up. So you can understand they're going to want to send him off on a high.
Yeah.
So it all remains to be seen anyway.
It does.
Yeah. What's this here?
Oh, by the bloody hell.
No, it's just the lineup for the academy game against Wakefield. So good luck to those lads tonight. Hopefully they'll
good luck to them.
bring back a win. This is just a reminder of our kickoff time and day for the Magic weekend, which we all know, 5:30 on the Sunday.
It's all right for me because I live at like a 5-minute train journey away now, so that works for me.
Well, I've put the Monday off. I'm going to enjoy myself that day.
Yes, I've also got the Monday off because I will be enjoying the weekend. I'll be going for the full weekend, and it's going to be very nice to enjoy the full Saturday and not have it be ruined by a potential Saints loss. Because I've done it before where it's put a dampener on it a bit on the next day. But there's no dampener this year because we don't play on the Saturday. I can just enjoy that.
Literally closing the show, aren't we?
And enjoy the drink as well, all that Saturday with no pressure.
Yeah, I think I might save myself for the Sunday because I might need a fucking lot of drink to cope with it.
I know.
And I say this every time we play Wigan, I need a drink to cope with it. That's not
I won't speak about it now, but closer to the time, I'll have a rant about the amount of times we play Wigan some years because less is more when it comes to derby games. We're playing way too much. There's way too much.
4 already. Could be potential 5th in the playoffs.
Could be. So, yeah. I'll do a rant about that closer to Magic, but I don't agree with derby games at Magic. I don't think it needs it. I don't think it needs it at all. But I'll get to that closer to the time. I do like anyway.
It adds to the spectacle, though, doesn't it? I think that's what they're going with. I mean, playing Huddersfield at Magic Weekend.
But it was great. I was there, and it was amazing. It was great. It was no different because we bounced them. You know. And the downside isn't as bad as well, because if you lose to a random team, it's bad. But if you lose to Wigan, you know.
Yeah.
And also, it's just less special. It's like the Old Firm in Scotland. They play just about 8 times a year now. If that was like twice a year, they would be absolute spectacles. So, you know, obviously the Challenge Cup is luck of the draw and playoffs luck of the draw.
That can't be out.
I don't think they help it by adding the Magic one in, but that's just me anyway. But we'll get into that later on because I'll prepare a rant.
We'll go into that in July.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So I think that about wraps it up. And somehow I've clawed 15 minutes out of that Challenge Cup rant, so we're all right, though. I'll leave some time to it. So, thanks to everyone for listening. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel because we've got plans.
Yes.
So,
got plans.
Please do that.
Subscribe. So do it. Tell your friend to do it.
We only need 6 more. So, please do that. And thanks very much, everyone. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
In that number, we know the game, we live the hunger. In that number,
Do.